KUGN News Talk 590. Good morning, everybody. I'm Storm Kennedy. So I got a question for you. What do Rick Carone, Willie Robertson of the Duck Dynasty, and Wayne Endicott of the Bow Rack here in Eugene have in common? Well, you're going to find out in just a minute. It is a story, a heartwarming story that you will not soon forget, and you will certainly be inspired by. Good morning, Rick. Thanks so much for joining me.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. So, Rick, you are battling cancer. You are in stage 4 pancreatic cancer, and you are a battler, is what the first thing you said to me off air. So can you talk a little bit about your journey, Rick?
Sure. Well, May of 2013, I was on my way to my daughter's sweet 16th birthday, and they're in Texas, and I was having some symptoms, really, that were making me real tired, and some nausea, and was real itchy, and just was not comfortable at all. So I just went to a local hospital there in Illinois, and they said, hey, your blood work's all out of whack. You need to go see your internal medicine doctor right away, and because my liver lipid levels were way out of whack. So of course, like any other man would do, I didn't have time. My daughter was my priority, and getting to her, and so I blew it off and ended up getting on a plane to Texas. And, that trip was absolutely miserable. And on my trip back home, I actually passed out on my flight. And long story short, ended up in the hospital there and woke up to my brothers and their wives and family around me. And the doctors telling me that I, had cancer. And at the time, I was 42 years old and just didn't know how or why or what I was going to do. So.
And what did they give you? What was the prognosis they gave you?
Well, at the time, they didn't know if it had spread or not. So I had to go, and have a biopsy. And they found out that it did spread. So I was not a candidate for the Whipple procedure, and they deemed it non-surgical stage 4. And the only thing that I could do for that is chemotherapy. Could not do any radiation or any other type of proton therapy because of where my tumor was located and having it wrapped around my aorta. And at that time, they said, Rick, you need to get your affairs in order. And, the truth of the matter is, you're going to probably not have too good of a quality of life and about a 15% chance of living through this first year.
And how long has it been now?
Well, it's been an absolute miracle and an absolute blessing, and to God the glory. It has been just under 3 years. It'll be my 2-year anniversary, per se, right before Memorial Day.
Absolutely a blessing. Oh, my goodness. So how does Willie Robertson play a role in all of this?
Well, it's amazing. Back in 2004, a mutual friend of ours, David DeLucci, who was my college roommate at Ole Miss, introduced me to Willie. And they were going to start a company called Buck Commander. And Buck Commander now since has been one of the top deer hunting shows on the Outdoor Channel. And Willie needed a cameraman for himself and David, and so he got a bunch of his good friends that knew how to hunt and taught him the camera. And going into meeting Willie back then, I had my priorities of my friends and then my family, and then if I had time, I'd mix in a little church or prayer. But, Willie turned that upside down for me, and he and the rest of the guys on Buck Commander, have really restored my faith and really created that solid foundation of God, and then family, and then your friends. And really, it's funny because how God works, he makes those friends your family, and it's really just I call it my triple threat of attack on cancer and life in general for anybody. You have God as your foundation, you can overcome anything.
Rick Carone, you are a battler. I have to say, I'm so glad Wayne reached out and mentioned your story, and we can hopefully inspire so many others. Now, what you're doing today is things you love to do. You're a battler of cancer. You still have it. You're battling each and every day, but it's not stopping you from doing the things you love to do, getting into the outdoors. Is that right?
That's right. And it's amazing how God works. God puts people in front of you, and he puts you in front of people for reasons. And like I said, that initial relationship with Willie and getting me into the outdoor industry is why I'm here today out in Springfield and Eugene, Oregon. I was introduced to a gentleman by the name of Cameron Haynes, and Cameron said that he wanted to do whatever he could do to help me get to where I needed to be physically and mentally. And he's been a huge inspiration to me and my battle. And Cameron then introduced me to a gentleman here by the name of Wayne Endicott. And Wayne and Lisa here at the Bow Rack have been just an absolute godsend. I mean, they're saints they have opened up their home to me and allowed me to stay with them and their family at their home while I'm doing my training. And we have prayer every day together at our meals, and he's opened up so many doors for me in fishing and hunting and just things that I took for granted back in the day, and now it's just, it's something that it's hard to put words to, but from that initial relationship, how God has opened up so many doors to things that I'm doing now, and, it's all the glory to him.
Rick, you are an inspiration to us all. I hope you are an inspiration to many listening today, and I really appreciate you sharing your story. You are a blessing, and I so appreciate it, and all the best to you.
Thank you very much.
Before I let you go, is there any way that folks can follow your story, maybe help you out, give you a little more inspiration, and maybe find out a little bit more about pancreatic cancer and what to do?
You bet. There's two things that we're doing right now, and we started a 501c3 called Team Carone, and it's www.teamcarone.com, and that's TEAMCARONE.com. And we do that through Project Purple. And we're helping people not only with pancreatic cancer, but also started scholarship funds, and then also Gifts of Love, where we hear about stories of different people throughout the country. And if they can't fight themselves or don't have the money to fight, then we're doing what we can to try and help them out as much as we can. And, we'll have information for that on our website, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and through Team Carone as well as Project Purple.
He is a man that is telling his story, sharing his miracle, and helping others at the same time. Rick Carone, I so appreciate you, and God bless you.
Thank you. God bless you, Storm.
We are KUGN News Talk 590.